Hasn't got me.
That shoe's gonna be worth $1 million in the future.
Yeah, there you go.
Alright, we've got 4 places left. Varghese?
Sure, I can go for it.
And how do you spell that?
M-A-R-Q-U-I-S.
Awesome. Where would you like to go?
Let's go to the restaurant.
Classy. Alright, you are the owner of a Michelin restaurant. Congratulations. How do you prepare your signature plate and what makes it so special?
Alright, so I'm going to talk about a meal. I'm going to talk about a dish. I'm going to talk about the chef d'oeuvre of anything you've ever eaten. It's enjoyed by those who are in sororities. It's enjoyed by those who are in fraternities. It's enjoyed by those who really want to smoke, but not have the type of, I would say, love that it takes to want to smoke something actual. I'm talking about Juul. I'm talking about Juul pods. Now, I would say that the main dish would consist of a single Juul device laid across a plate. Let's call it a volcanic igneous rock plate. So it looks really nice and it blends in with that weird metallic stellar color that a Juul has. Let's go for the mint, such as creme brulee. Creme brulee. Doesn't matter how you say it, you're eating a Juul pod. On the side, I would say something crisp and refreshing. Something that makes you think. Something that once you drink it, it energizes you. I would call that a White Claw. Now, once you have your Juul and you have your White Claw on the side, I would suggest that maybe you take a few hits of the creme brulee, and then you move on to the White Claw. Let's say it's black cherry flavor, and then you wash the meal down. Whatever there is to wash down, it's a Juul pod. I mean, it doesn't really matter at that point. How many of you in here like Juul? Oh no, you're in the wrong position. You're putting me in a bad spot here. How many of you have drunk a White Claw? Okay, there we go. So these are my people right here. They're enjoying my type of meal. So, in total, this, I'm not going to say it's going to be a really high-rated Michelin restaurant. I'll say maybe like one-star Michelin restaurant. My signature plate is going to be the Juul creme brulee flavor, as well as the White Claw black cherry. If any of you want to go to my future restaurant, get at me.
Alright, I'll be sure to keep a lookout when you pop in the restaurant open. Alright? We've got three more places left. There you go, come on up, Donna. Hello.
Hello, study abroad.
Study abroad. Awesome. Alright, if you were leading a study abroad over the summer, where would you take the class, and what would you do to make it the best study abroad program ever?
Let's see. I would take them to South Korea because everyone has to know I speak Korean a little bit. I'm learning the Korean language at the moment. I would make it the best study abroad by first exposing them to the culture, showing them the different sites here and there, helping them learn the language as well. And it's mainly going to be students that are learning Korean as well, because I don't want them to go to a foreign country and have no clue what they're saying. I want them to be students that have been immersed in the culture in UGA or at another college where they're learning the culture or learning the language, so when they get there, they can improve their language as well.
So what are some activities you do in study abroad?
Let's see. I can't even think of, I'm too nervous, sorry.
What's something in South Korea that's unique that you wouldn't find here in the States?
K-pop stars. I would take them to a concert
sounds like a lot of fun. Going to a K-pop concert while you're studying abroad? Yeah, sign up for that. Alright, so we've got the pool and a music festival. Wow, there you go. Come on up. What's your name?
Eric.
Eric, good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Where'd you like to go?
Two choices. I'll do music festival.
Festival. Solid. Alright. You're in charge of creating the best summer music festival ever. Who would be performing and where would it be?
Alright, so if I were to host my very own music festival, I'd probably have it in St. Petersburg, Florida, because that's where I used to I used to live in Florida. And during the summertime, I would usually go down to Florida, specifically St. Petersburg, and they had the perfect little venues that was like right next door to the ocean. So you'd see like dolphins occasionally, we'd have the view of like boats, speedboats. Sometimes there would be a guy going by with a bunch of women in bikinis. It was pretty funny to laugh at, and everyone was like, well, you go, my friend, my man. When it comes to bands I have playing, my personal favorite band I've gotten into recently, last year actually, was Bad Sons. Off the top of my head, one of their bigger songs is called Salt, and there's also Language and Perspective, and it's a fantastic album. And I've never gotten the chance to actually listen to them live. I would love to listen to them live again. And I know they used to host them in the venues that I went to in St. Petersburg. So going back and just hearing something like that would be absolutely fantastic for me. And I think a lot of people would love them because they have this very good 80s sound. And it's just fantastic. It's a very unique take on from a modern band. And I guess other bands, I'd probably Tone Palace. It's one of my other favorite bands right now. They have their current take with music. Their Trench soundtrack uses like all these guitar riffs and whatnot. They're fantastic. Their 2015 album Blurry Face is a pretty well received one, big amongst a lot of people. I like Heavy Dirty Soul. And then their 2013 one is Vessel, also has like some really good pop outs like Guns for Hands and whatnot. But yeah, if I were to host my very own music festival, St. Petersburg, Florida, and those two bands are at the top of my mind.
Let me know if you do this music festival. That sounds like a good lineup.
Yeah, it's really good.
Alright, and we've got the pool, so we consider that the best for last. Ejin. Did you bring your bathing suit?
What?
Did you bring your bathing suit?
I'll send you this. Below.
Very good. If you could use anything, like pool floaties, volleyball, sandals, anything, to create a new game at the pool, what would it be called and how would you play it?
I will bring a vacuum cleaner. So I have an atrocious fear of water. I hate swimming. I get in, I drown. So this is how the game will work. Preferably there being a lot of people, 10, 20 people, and each person has their own vacuum cleaner. And all they have to do is suck up all the water. And at the end, whoever sucked up the most volume of water wins the game. Now, here's the twist to the game. Because they're using a vacuum cleaner, the vacuum cleaner they had to get also the biggest vacuum cleaner. You see, we're not going to supply it, they're going to get their own. Whoever also gets the biggest vacuum cleaner will have the advantage, and also they will impress me the most because that means they're showing initiative. They're getting all the water out. They really share this fear for water like me. And so, I'm happy with that. I mean, I know people like to go swimming and all, but have you think about all the deaths that happen at a pool? Have you thought of dogs drowning? People going into the pool and then getting wet and then have all that chemicals in them? No, that's disgusting. This is why a game should just be focused on getting all the pool water out. And it helps with the people who have to clean the pool because then there's no water for them to, get rid of. So I think this will be a fantastic game, and I hope you all will consider it in the future. And if you're actually going to do it, invite me.
Alright, and with that marks the conclusion to table topics. So we had a bunch of speakers today. You would take a moment and on your little sheet, write down who you think was the best table topic speaker and who was second. And second does matter because we do take that into consideration for voting. as well as there's also a section for Table Toastmasters, so I would greatly appreciate if you write back some feedback, what do you think went well during this section, your thoughts, what could use improvement. And with that, thank you very much for coming out today, and I'd like to hand it back to you, our Toastmaster.
So I forgot to mention earlier that once you fill out the paper, I like you to pass it to the end where you see these black boxes on, and just put your feedback and the feedback and the best speaker in the back. Okay, that was an excellent topic table for today. Thank you, Onur. It really brings up some memories, I would say, about the water. The next section, once everyone fill it up, is that we have the evaluation speech where Serena will give an evaluation of Zack's speech. And whenever you're ready, Serena. After that, we will have the general evaluator come up and evaluate everything. F4, everyone invited?
Hello, my name is FR. I am the general evaluator for today, which means I do three things. I evaluate the meeting as a general, I evaluate the individual speakers, and I evaluate the table topics. So everything we did, was initially good. We started the meeting on time. That was good. Speeches, they have room for improvement, but they were energizing. They brought my energy level up. Though there were room for improvements, the first person that will go over what we need to improve on will be Serena. She will be critiquing Zack's speech about drive and how we can improve and what caused us to do what we do. Serena, please come to the front stage.
Thank you, Onur. So, I am evaluating Zack's speech, title drive, as I first said. So, the first thing I want to talk about is a claim that he made at the beginning. I'm trying to do something that's never been done before. That's a pretty bold claim, all right? So, personally, we each have to decide whether he lived up to that claim. And so, here's what my comments are on his speech. So, I thought it was a pretty interesting concept that he tried to do an individualized speech for each person. And so the way that he did that was by leading us through this exercise where there are two slips of paper on our desk and we were to write down things that filled in each of the blanks for the 6 different subjects. I think one of the things that he was really good at was explaining each of the 6 different parts. So for special person, he gave examples and things like that. One thing that I thought was a little bit confusing was when we had to start eliminating objects. So for example, the first thing that you had us do was close our eyes, and then you told us, imagine that you have to move out of the country once you are into the workplace. And then you told us to open our eyes and then take something away. And then my thought was, what does that even mean? What do you mean take something away? Are we going into this new stage of life having a part of our identity removed from us? Because there were some things on that slip of paper that were easy to take away. So, idealistically, you could take away a person out of your life. But for example, you couldn't really take away a history event because that would take away part of your identity. So it's kind of like a concrete object versus non-concrete object. So I think what my suggestion would be would just to have people close their eyes and then say, hey, which one of these things would you eliminate in your life? And then think closely about how these things relate to yourself as an individual. And then I enjoyed the conclusion that you made at the end. It said, at the end of the day, you need priorities. And I hope this exercise helped you to do that. So I thought that was a great ending. I would say that the whole exercise seemed a little bit gloom, but I think that was the whole point because at the end of the day, you know, you're dying. Everyone's gonna die. That's reality. So you really have to focus on what your priorities are. I think it would be nice if this whole exercise was made a little bit more concrete instead of being really abstract. And then just being able to tie everything down and be able to knock this speech into 10 minutes and not make the exercise last as long, and then put a little bit more time in the conclusion would make this speech stronger. Thank you.
Okay, that was a good speech and good evaluation. We're now going to go critique everyone. I want the timer to tell us what's everybody in time. Slate. No. Inform us.
Start from the beginning of the meeting, we had Zack, as Soria mentioned, he ran right at 11:29 on a 7 to 10 minute speech, so that clocks in at just under minute 30 over. So I will put my advice, just cut down on the pauses, and actually move it right on time. And then moving on to table topics, everyone was in time. I like that everyone spoke for a long time for the most part, so, and then Serena was right on time too, so overall, good.
Perfect. Marion, give us the information about how everyone spoke today.
Okay, so this kind of, for Zach's speech, this kind of follows Serena's point on kind of like not being clear, whereas like the people, there was one part where we mentioned the people that could be the people who, just like clarifying, because there was a lot going on, comparing moments to people, to different characteristics, so having that specificity would, I think, help with cementing the different categories into concrete sections. And then this is more of just a general thing when you're speaking. It can be really easy to fall into slang, so wanna, gonna, shoulda, probably. So just also clarifying your words, keeping that as a mental thought when you do go out there, just that when you're communicating across your ideas, it's more clear and more concise and people are able to understand the meaning you're trying to convey to them. And also congrats to Onur, Varghese, and FR for including the word of the day.
And our next report will be the outcome. How did everybody do on not including words such as but, so's?
What I'll do is I'll give you totals, and I'll give you the individual tallies, and then I'll just give you a little tidbit at the end.
Sounds great.
So in total, we had 123 ahs, ers, as well as a few choice words that we relied on today. Zach, you had 27. Yishan, you had 8. Trisha, you had 2. Onur, you had 5. Nazir, you had 11. Raul, 22. Slate, 3. Shivo, 3. Nick, 11. FR, 5. Myself, 3. Adam, 8. Eric, 16. So, at the end, besides just saying ums, ers, and ahs, you're relying a lot on the word and. And is 100% a filler word, because what we'll do is we'll start talking and we'll say, oh, I love going to the beach and I feel great while I'm doing it. Or going to a museum, or going, let's say study abroad. Going study abroad is amazing, and it's great on your resume. You're saying it and you start drawing out and you start adding more and more, and this, and that. And at the end of the day, what really helps you more if you just say, going to a study abroad is great. It helps on your resume. That's way better than continuously peppering in a lot of these ands inside of it. Not everywhere, any word that you rely on as a crutch is an odd word. And a lot of us today use the word and.
Thank you.
That's it.
Just some general evaluations about the meeting. Everybody came in on time, that was good, but one thing I would like to encourage would be that everybody should try to spread out a bit more. I do notice that the left side of the room, on my perspective, is much more crowded than the right side. I would like to see, hopefully in the future, that people spread out more. They're comfortable sitting in different sides. And also, if someone is giving this speech, do wait before they're done, and until they're done, and then come in, because doing so does interrupt their speech and it makes them lose focus. Everything else was phenomenal. That's all for today. Well, I will Yi Jin back to the stage. Thank you.
Well, that was a fantastic first day back. I hope everyone enjoyed the first meeting, especially for some new faces that I see in here. And now this will conclude our meeting. Oh. Okay, and now we have Tricia announcing the results.
Okay, so since we did only have one speaker, one evaluator, I did find it a little bit rude to kind of go vote for that, but we do have the tallies for topics mastered, that's correct. We did everyone turn in ballots, but I think it's a clear tally from what I totaled it. So everyone can drum roll with Varghese as our Toastmaster.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
I
all.
can welcome Zack back to the stage.
It was an amazing first meeting. Trust me, it's not all doom and gloom with the speeches. I just, for some reason, chose to make it at this time. We have speeches on a variety of different subjects based on your project, whether it would be like body language or vocal variety or something like that. So based on that goal, you would create a speech concerning that. So I've seen speeches on what they did on summer break to like doomiest thing that you could ever think of, a pet passing away. And like, there's just a variety of different speeches. So I'm glad that you all turned out to the first meeting. And actually, I'd like to call on the guests that walked in so that they can like stand up, tell us your name, year, major. I'm sure you're used to those three. And how did you find out about the club, and what you thought about the first meeting? So I'll start with.
Okay, so my name is Eric Mulberger. I'm a senior, fourth year here at UGA, and my major is communication studies. I found out about this through somebody told me about what Toastmasters was like last year, and I knew about that as an organization. I looked it up through the Open Network. I think I met you guys actually last year. I just never came to the meetings, so I just thought, hey, I'll come this time.
My name is Varghese. I'm a second year sophomore here. My major is English, and I'm an Air Force ROTC. I really just enjoy communication in general. It's been something that I have had a passion for ever since I was younger. I'm trying to be a lawyer in the Air Force, so it's pretty much moving to me that I, involve myself and engross myself in type of, organizations like this. So, and I thought today was great. I thought everyone was a really great speaker.
Hi, my name is Shiho. I'm a first year major in IA and probably something else I don't know yet. But yeah, so I heard this because I was talking with Jian yesterday. He told me a lot about, well, not a lot, but he told me the basics about it, and I was like, might as well try it out. See Jian as well. Yeah, and I'm probably also going to go into a profession involving a lot of like verbal communication, negotiation. So I like how this is turning out. I like how there's a lot of evaluation in between. I think it's a really effective system. So I enjoyed the first one.
My name's Raul Salewala. I'm a third year, major is sport management and business. And I heard about Toastmasters from another friend of mine at another school, and he told me to come check it out and just see like how it goes. And I pretty much enjoyed it, and I want to be able to improve public speaking and just have better communication skills. So I felt like I should test myself and come check it out, and I definitely enjoyed it.
Okay, my name's Nick. I'm a sophomore. I'm a sophomore. I'm a business major.
to the program, there's potential for us to go, or for any one of us to go into international speaking competitions, really hone our skill so that we can either join those speaking competitions and win first place, or just, be able to communicate in an interview what your skills are. I know I've used, in both cases, well, I didn't get first, but I got second place in the regional speaking competition of Toastmasters. So if you stick with the program, you definitely learn some tricks, some tips, and some strategies on how to actually feel and look comfortable on this stage. So since it is pretty far ahead of schedule, how about the officers stand up and explain your role?
Okay, hey guys, my name's Onur. I am the mentor head this year. So what that means is there's going to be a mentoring system. So all the returning Toastmasters, if you're interested in becoming a mentor, we'll have a meeting one day and I'll go over like what we're going to be doing, how we're going to be doing it. And for anyone new that joins the club or just wants some more feedback, some one-to-one personalized feedback, more than welcome to join, and we'll pair you up with a mentor and hopefully get you the most out of this club for this year.
Hey everyone, my name is Trisha. I'm the Sergeant at Arms SAA. What that really means is I welcome everyone into the meeting, make sure the room is prepared, make sure we have the agendas and the ballots. Basically that the room is set up so that we can have our meeting and really come here what we did come here to do, which is improve on all of our public speaking skills. So I'm like the background support and also in charge of ballots and all of that. So keeping the club running behind the scenes in a way.
Hey guys, I'm Serena. I am the VP of membership. So if you guys are a new member, or if you are a returning member who haven't paid your fees yet, please talk to me. Yes, Toastmasters is kind of an international organization. So unfortunately, we do have to pay fees to them, and we would love for you guys to pay a little bit to us so that we can provide things like food at the meetings. So if you're interested in becoming a part of our club and being able to give speeches, so for example, if you are a new member here, you get to give your first speech. And then if you want to move on to the second speeches, third speeches, etc., and be evaluated for those, and be a part of our online system, which is kind of like a curriculum that guides you through how to become a better speaker. And that involves taking a test to figure out like what specific things you want to improve on as a speaker, and then we'll give you a personalized curriculum kind of thing. So if you want access to all those resources, please talk to me.
Don't worry, it's more like a personality test than an actual calculus test or something.
Hey everyone, I'm Ishan. I'm the VP of Education, and I basically help members along through the pathway progress. Pathway is basically the curriculum that Serena was talking about. If you want to be a professional speaker, want to be an entertainer speaker, all that kind of thing, you just talk to me, and I have once you take your survey, find out what you are, I can help you along with it and keep track of it. And also I help with signing up members. For every meeting, there's people speakers, evaluators, and all that. I help with the sign-up process for them to speak and everything after that.
Hi everyone, I am the secretary, which means I basically, in the most simplest form, get a recording online of everyone so you can see how you're doing. This allows you to do two things. It allows you to see where you're stuttering, how your body language is. You can go over this. It'll be online on YouTube and possibly our Facebook platform as well within a few hours today, actually. Most of the time it takes a couple of days. This will be in high resolution, so you will be able to see everything. My other duties are basically I have other duties, believe me, I'm just blanking out. I'll tell you once I come back to it. Oh, actually, no, I got it. I didn't. Never mind. That's it. Thank you.
We'll go over his duties later. So, with that. That was an amazing first meeting. Did not think we would hear the question, have you ever thought of a dog drowning in our meeting? But you know, that's something that's been said. So we actually can move on to setting up the next meeting.
So, next week, who wants to speak? Anyone wants to be a speaker? Okay, you be speaker. Oh, let me mention the positions. We have Toastmaster, which is basically what I did today. You like head the meeting, that kind of thing. Table topics, basically what Onur did. You create like a category and then give random questions, or give questions to people and they have to answer. Speakers, general evaluator, then regular evaluators, where you evaluate the person who made a speech before, and then grammarian, odd counter, and timer. So, any volunteers for any of those positions?
And if you are, if you're not a member yet, or you just visiting for the first time, and you want to sign up for a role, we offer the odd counter, grammarian, timer, and if you want to give your first speech. The first speech is pretty simple. It's 4 to 6 minutes, and you're literally just speaking about yourself. So the subject that you know the best or the most about. And we just want like to encourage if you get it over really early, it's very easy to jump into the next speech and conquer that fear of the stage. So if anyone wants to sign up for speaker next week.
And just to add on to what he said, the first speech doesn't have to be about you, it's anything. It can be anything you want, just you yourself is a pretty easy topic.
And make sure you join the group meeting before you leave. So you can actually sign up at any time for all those positions, like a couple weeks in advance even. So it's always posted, it's a little table sheets.
And if you want to join, we have a group meet where you can also access this one. If you want to join the group meet, you can just find any of the officers or members in here, and we can help you get. Is it on the paper? Is it? Okay, yeah, you can just talk to us if you want to join the group meet and then get updates about it. But anyway, back to signing up. Anyone wants to volunteer? Can I be timer? Have you spent?
This is pretty public. What? Is this pretty public on YouTube? Yes. Could you censor out that when you see dick?
We still have speakers, evaluator, general evaluator, odd counter, timer, or
Can you
keys.
like cut that part?
You want to make a speech?
I don't want to make any time.